On a frosty morning, you take a walk out to the fields to see if there are any signs of life. Some brave tulips are just making their way out of the ground, promising a beautifully colorful spring ahead. It's time to get work tending these fields as you try to assemble the most beautiful Frosted Blooms, which is designed by Bruno Catala and Ludovic Montblanc, and is published by Synapses Games, who sponsored this video. Hey everyone, I'm Mike Murphy, the Brothers Murph, and I'm here with BoardGameGeek.com. Well, I better get to the garden, but before I do, let's learn how to play Frosted Blooms. In Frosted Blooms, 1 to 4 players will be competing to score as many points as possible by arranging tiles and creating groups of the same color of flowers and connected groups of water, and you'll be making gaps between tiles to place workers, barns, and the all-famous windmills. Players will be racing to complete objectives and will play a scoring card each turn, all in the hopes of coming away with the highest score. But before we talk about the actions you'll take on a turn, let's show you how to set up Frosted Blooms. To begin, place the main board in the center of the table. Take the flower token and place it in the indicated space in the bottom left of the main board. Next, take all the landscape tiles and place them into the cloth bag, giving them a good mix. Place 5 random tiles from the bag into the other 5 indicated spaces around the main board. Next, find the objective tiles and give them a mix while face down. Depending on your player count, you'll draw out objective tiles and place them onto the main board. For a 2-player game, draw 8 tiles and draw 10 or 12 for a 3 or 4-player game, respectively. Each objective type has 3 levels, worth 3, 10, or 25 points, and you might place multiple tiles of the same type. Place all such tiles in the indicated column, with the more valuable objective tiles below the less valuable ones. Any unused objective tiles will be returned to the box. Now take all coins, workers, barns, and windmills and place them nearby to form the supply. Each player may choose a color and will take the scoring marker, starting tile, and 10 landscape cards matching that color. Each player will also receive a reminder card. Place your starting tile face up in front of you and shuffle your landscape cards. You will now draw 3 cards into your hand. Finally, the player who most recently bought flowers becomes the starting player. Turns will proceed clockwise around the table during the game, and the first player receives 1 coin to start, while the second player receives 2 coins, the third player 3 coins, and the fourth player will receive 4 coins. You are now ready to play Frosted Blooms. The game will last 10 rounds, with each player taking 1 turn per round. On a turn, there are 3 mandatory steps you must take, with 2 other steps that may take place if you qualify for them. First, on each turn, you will begin by moving the flower token and taking a tile. There will always be 5 tiles for you to choose from, and you will move the flower token clockwise around the main board to the tile you wish to select. If you wish to skip over any tiles, you must drop off a coin near each tile you skip over. If you have no coins in hand, you must take the first tile past the flower marker. When taking a tile, if there are any coins left by it from previous turns, you collect these coins and add them to your supply. Once you have selected a tile, take a new tile from the bag and place it in the empty space where the flower token used to be. Next, you must expand your garden by adding your new tile to it. Tiles can be rotated and flipped freely when placing them, however, each new tile must share at least one side with a previously placed tile. Each tile features exactly 2 connected water spaces and at least 1 of each color of flower, purple, white, and orange. There may be 1 to 3 of the depicted flowers, and the total amount of flowers on each tile will be 6. So for example, this tile has 3 purple flowers, 2 orange flowers, and 1 white flower. You are allowed to place a tile such that you put non-matching flowers together, but in general it will be valuable to create large groups of the same flower type across multiple connected tiles. The last mandatory action you must take is to play 1 of your landscape cards. This will cause an immediate scoring. Each landscape card shows either 1 or 2 types of landscapes, whether it be different colors of flower or water. When playing these cards, you will score points for the elements shown on the tile you just placed and any additional elements in the same group connected to your newly placed tile. So for example, if I played a card showing 2 points for each purple flower and I'd arranged my tiles like this, I'd score 10 points. 6 points from the 3 purple flowers on my current tile and 4 more as there are 2 other purple flowers in the shared group. Cards that show 1 element score 2 points for each of these elements, while cards that show 2 different elements score 1 point for each element in the group showing. Anytime you score, move your scoring marker up on the main board. After playing and scoring a card, you will draw a new card to bring your hand up to 3. Note that near the end of the game, you won't have any cards to draw, so you will simply play your remaining cards from your hand during the final rounds of the game. And those are the 3 main actions you will take each turn. Each player is going to play 10 rounds as they try to maximize the scoring of their landscape cards, but there are 2 more phases to a turn that can occur as you build. After taking your main actions, check to see if you enclosed a gap with the tiles you have placed. As you create these gaps, you will place workers, barns, and windmills, which will be worth points at the end of the game. If you create a gap of 1 space, you will place a worker. Creating a gap of 2 spaces allows you to play a barn. A gap of 3, either in a line or creating an elbow, allow you to place a barn and a worker. Creating a gap of 4 will allow you to place a barn and 2 workers, or just 2 barns depending on its shape, and creating a 2x2 square will allow you to place a windmill. Each of these improvements will score points at the end of the game, and you must place improvements if you are are able to on a turn. Note that each time you place a worker in your play area, you immediately gain 1 coin. The last action you can take on a turn is claiming an objective, and this is voluntary. When claiming an objective, you must have at least the amount of the element shown on the objective tile. So in this case, I need at least 6 white flowers in a connected group. To claim this objective, the tile I just placed would have to be included in the group of flowers. To claim an objective showing improvement types, you must have added at least one of that type of improvement this turn. For objective tiles showing different levels, you can decide to not take an objective tile hoping to reach a higher level of that same type, but beware as another player might take the objective you skipped. You can have at most one of each objective type. The game will continue until each player has taken 10 turns. It is now time to score. The game comes with a score sheet to use for easy scoring. First, mark down your current scores from each player's place on the score track. Each improvement will now score. Workers each score 3 points, while barns and windmills score 10 and 25 points respectively. Now score points from any objective tiles you claimed in the game. Lastly, each leftover coin is worth a point, and the player with the most points wins. If there's a tie, the player with the most coins left wins, and if there's still a tie, players share the victory. And that is how you play Frosted Blooms. This game comes down to timing, which tiles you take and when you decide to play which scoring card as you hope to maximize your scoring on each turn. Creating really specific gaps between your tiles can also be valuable as you build those improvements. And if Frosted Bloom seems like a game you'd be interested in, be sure to check out its page at BoardGameGeek.com. And until next time, I'm Mike Murphy, and that is how you play Frosted Blooms. Have a great day.